Alright everybody, by now I'm sure we're all familiar with what's going on. Jacksfilms is a YouTuber who has called out React video makers for using content without authorization and re-uploading it a lot without reacting and doing a lot of that bad stuff. Ssniperwolf is a React YouTuber who has done a lot of those things, okay? Now recently, Ssniperwolf visited Jacksfilms' house in person and posted a video of his house on her Instagram. Okay, she did not personally post the address, but she did post a video of the house. This is obviously, I think we can all agree, an egregious overstepping of what is otherwise an online argument, an online squabble. Now, I did agree with Jacksfilms here. This was horrible, right? But then when I started to watch, and here's the thing, I started to watch a bunch of videos, and I started to watch a bunch of different YouTubers' takes on this situation. And I started to notice the same things being repeated, the same things getting exaggerated, and the same little bits of information being left out, okay? And they were being left out somewhat maliciously, in fact. And so when we go to our good friend Penguinz0, who tends to be one of the more exaggerating, one of the more reactory YouTubers, who he very much, if you've ever watched his videos, he very much does tend to exaggerate, to leave out facts, to just try to make things as angry as possible. He waits to see until when the public perceives a certain let's say side is correct, and then he destroys the opposing side with, he just kind of yells about it a lot, right? And the problem I had when watching his video, and I did watch a lot of videos on this, I'm not singling him out. The problem I had when watching his video was that he tended to exaggerate pretty hard as to the situation. So when I saw this Jacksfilms situation, at first I didn't really look into it, but the more I started to look into it, the weirder and weirder it got. Why was Ssniperwolf reacting so harshly to this entire situation? Okay, why was she? Well, it started to be more and more obvious as I looked into it. So let's watch this video and see what he has to say.
Subject we're covering. But anyway, back on topic. Ssniperwolf, huge channel. She mainly does TikTok reacts, which has made her the punching bag of the internet recently. She's caught more fire than the sequel to the Hunger Games, because a lot of people have been stating that what she does isn't really reacting to content, it's mainly just stealing it, freebooting it. And the entire internet has come together like this giant singularity and all collapsed onto Ssniperwolf, as well as some other React channels as well, for this type of content. And by far the biggest soldier on the front line of this battle.
So far everything he said has been correct. But here's the weird thing he starts to say.
Battle is Jacksfilms. Jacksfilms made a whole video going over why what she does isn't acceptable, and even made an entire channel dedicated to making fun of her and her content. And he even has an entire bingo game that takes the piss out of her content more than a catheter takes the piss out of.
Okay, so I want to talk about this situation. The way he talks about what's happening here, I actually went and looked into it myself because I was very curious, right? I was curious. The way he phrased it was that Jacksfilms was being a big hero, okay? And the more I looked into this, the more and more weird that this got. He phrases it like Jacksfilms is being this big hero, that he is calling out Ssniperwolf. He's saying that she's reacting to content and using it to get free money, and this is terrible and blah, blah, blah. But when I started to look into it, there was one thing I noticed, okay? There's one thing I noticed, is that he is uploading videos on Ssniperwolf every other day at this point. But he didn't just create this second channel. He didn't just create this channel for the sole purpose of attacking Ssniperwolf, of making fun of Ssniperwolf. He didn't do that. In fact, until 7 months ago, this video was making fun of Ssniperwolf. It was lampooning her, yes, but it was not directly just watching her content, and it was not just directly in fact, we can see here he's lampooning her style. He's kind of calling out how ridiculous it is, but we can see very clearly that the views are not that great. Maybe he realized that people didn't want to watch him, and maybe he realized that it wasn't really that entertaining, and he didn't have that special thing that made people want to watch him. But then I saw it. I saw the exact moment here when he started to make videos directly just watching Ssniperwolf and making fun of Ssniperwolf.
Anything else?
There's post melon. He got a whole entire.
This entire video is him just watching Ssniperwolf, and from this point on, the entire channel became Ssniperwolf every other day uploading. And it got weirder because then he started talking about this bingo game, right? So I noticed, okay, he uses his channel to lampoon the style. He's not just directly watching her, he's just using videos that lampoon her style of reaction, right? Views aren't so great. But then he starts just directly doing this, and he talks about this bingo game. Now, what are these videos? He takes these videos, and he makes these videos from her stream, or sorry, from his stream. So far from being a frontline soldier, far from being a dude who's trying to call her out, now all he's doing is making daily videos on Ssniperwolf. Now, what do I mean here, daily? If you go to his YouTube channel, he has been streaming about Ssniperwolf, on average, I would say once every 3 days for about 2 months now. So for 2 months, he's been doing uploads on Ssniperwolf every other day, and for 2 months, he's been streaming on Ssniperwolf about every 3 days. I average this out. Okay, and I thought about this, and I started adding up these view times, because it's 3 hours, 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 an hour, an hour, an hour, an hour, an hour, 3 hours, 3 hours, 3 hours, 3 hours, 3 hours, 3 hours. The average time that this dude, between editing his videos, between streaming, talking about Ssniperwolf, he started to do, on average, I would guesstimate, 2 hours of Ssniperwolf a day, every single day. Far from being a soldier on the front line, far from being a dude who is defending the good graces of Ssniperwolf, this dude was just now using her for content because his original content wasn't getting views, and he chased after the views. So I started to look further into this. But let's continue to talk about this. I just wanted to dispute this fact here for a second.
Hospital patient. He has pretty much daily uploads of just making fun of each of her daily reacts. This ongoing feud has been escalating and continuing for quite some time. We're in like season 5 of this anime arc here.
So when he says this online feud, he's not saying an online feud like they're both making videos on each other. He's making near daily uploads on her, and she's existing. Now, you can say that her reaction content is terrible and blah, 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 but the way he phrases this is not exactly right. This man used his very large channel to push his secondary channel, and originally I would say that his secondary channel was trying to prove a point that react content is stupid. You can literally see the thumbnail change to where he just only makes it the Ssniperwolf channel. He is literally just, every thumbnail is Ssniperwolf, every title is Ssniperwolf, 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 Ssniperwolf. Everything is Ssniperwolf, okay?
It's only popping off more and more. And this whole situation has led to a can of worms opening. Pandora's box has been unleashed. So it's been a massive conversation across the entire internet with tons of content creators weighing in on it, such as Dark Viper having an entire series on React content. Mudahar's made quite a few pieces on it as well. Just tons of channels.
And just to be clear, I do agree React content is bad. Overall, I would agree with this, okay? What I'm trying to point out here is that phrasing this man and in the language being used here, pointing him out to be Jesus Christ, nailed on the cross for the sins of calling these people out, and not just a dude who's doing literally the exact thing that he's criticizing. Let me just click on a random video. I mean, you can see I have not looked at this video. Okay, there's no red bar or anything.
One specific way you can get a bingo this game. Looks like that, all right? And we very crudely and crassly call it bingo. Well, if it isn't my arch nemesis, Ebony's photography, only on TikTok. If you want to check out more photography from Ebony, click the link in the description below.
She's a ballerina.
Shut the f. You did not.
She's a ballerina.
So he's literally watching her videos, and by the way, this video is cut from a stream he does of watching her videos. So he watches her videos on stream. He streams that. He gets subs. He gets donations. He gets all that stuff. Then over the next couple of days, he cuts those streams up into videos that he then uploads on YouTube.
Oh, hell no. Oh, no.
I don't have summarizing the video, but should I give you guys?
So is this different because he makes a bingo game out of it? Is this the funny thing? I mean, I'm just asking. Is this not basically just doing the thing that he's lampooning? He went from actually, like you can see, let's click here again at random, right?
Yo, what up, gamers? Gamers, I'm very sorry we never got to see what that commercial looked like. We'll just have to use our imaginations and hope for the best, gamers. I'm very sorry. All right, gamers, let's keep going.
Ever wonder how they fill the little spice jar?
All right, now what is this? everything bagel.
Surely we can see the difference here, right?
Or not, that's how mirrors are formed. So, and look at that, it's still somewhat liquid. Yeah, so he's getting.
We're going from mostly him making fun of stuff, right?
Yep.
I was clicking at random. Okay, it doesn't want to load for me. Anyway, I guess you get the point, right? And then you can see the exact one. You can literally see the views. If you guys can't, I'm going to zoom in here so you guys can see the views. You can literally see the exact one. The views here, 73, 68, 74, 123, 78, 106, 144, 102. Then he starts making it the Ssniperwolf channel, where all he does is talk, look at, view Ssniperwolf. That's all he does. 732, 899, 586. The view count, and let's be real, guys. Let's be real. Like, let's come together, you and me, guys. Like, let's talk as like adults here who actually understand this situation. Okay, we can agree that the dude very quickly noticed the view difference. He very quickly noticed how much money he was making, and he decided to just make this channel the Ssniperwolf channel. Okay,
that have all been talking about it recently, and it's led to this witch's cauldron, this stew that's been brewing and bubbling, and now the cup runneth over, and all of this have spilt from the internet to the real world. Allegedly, Ssniperwolf has just doxed Jacksfilms. In an Instagram post,
and I agree, this is not good. This is obviously not good. This is
this picture here. Apparently, she even
really bad things to do. This is awful.
Show you. I'm not here to just like hop on and give you like a 4K display of Jacksfilms dojo here because Ssniperwolf posted it on her story. It's just an extremely degenerate, fucked up response to this whole situation from Ssniperwolf here.
I agree with that, yes.
Borderline illegal, I think. I don't think
also yes.
Dox somebody like this.
Also yes. Probably just very illegal, actually. Probably just 100% illegal.
It violates the Geneva Convention of Internet Content Creators, where you never take internet beef.
Okay, yes, he goes on.
Jacksfilms was just making critiques on our content as
okay, when he says Jacksfilms was just making critiques on our content. Once again, I want to go back and let's talk about it, because I went and I watched these critiques on his content. Let's watch this video.
Hello, friends.
This is him critiquing her content. Let's watch it.
Try not to get uncomfortable. It's gonna be very hard. Can you make it to the end? This dude picking up quarters. Ew, a quarter. Ew, another quarter. Oh.
10. Okay. The only thing that is funny about you is your hairline. If your content was entertaining, it would reflect in your views.
So this is his criticism, okay? This is his actual. This is on his main channel, by the way. This is on his main channel. This isn't even posted on his second channel dedicated to attacking Ssniperwolf. This is posted on his main channel. And once again, I just, for those of you who don't quite understand the realities of the situation, like for those of you who don't understand why he's focused so hard on Ssniperwolf, not on other React streamers, but like, you know, people, Ssniperwolf, just so simple. Look at the views, okay? Like, let's just look at the run up here. 174, 371, 145, 222, 204, 348, 424, 255, 2.1 million. Back to 625,000. Makes fun of the other person. 1.1 million. Good job. 1.9 million talking about Ssniperwolf again. 2 million talking about Ssniperwolf again. 867,000. 1 million talking about React. Now this video, I did agree. This video, I actually did watch it. Very factual, very in-depth, very good video. I did actually watch this video in the uprun to me making this video, and I thought to myself, like, wow, this is actually a good video, and this is full of legitimate criticisms, actual facts, like lots of time stamping, shit like that, like very well done video. And I thought to myself, this is very, very good, and I very much like this video. The problem I had is he only made this video 2 weeks ago. I want you to think about this for a second. He only made this video 2 weeks ago. Now, for those of you who say he's just using this as an example, right? I saw another video here that I then watched. He did a video on KSI, reacting to offensive Family Guy moments, right? This video got 245,000. So once again, we can see here the vast, massive view difference between attacking Ssniperwolf and even attacking other large React streamers, okay? And if you don't think that this is it's clear that it's encouraging him. Okay, that's all I'm saying. So far from being valid criticism, like, let's ask here, does this seem like valid criticism? Let's pick a video at random here.
I do think it's time to maybe spice things up, mix things up. You see this? That's not a bingo. You see that? That's not a bingo. If you get that, good for you. That doesn't mean shit. That's not a bingo. The only way you win in 3x3 blackout is if you are able to legitimately fill out every single square on your bingo card. You might think like, oh, that's easy. I only have 9 squares. And really, I only have 8 squares because of the middle space, right? What you might be forgetting is that we have a giant master list.
So this is legitimate criticism. Just to be clear, this isn't just using her videos. Okay, so this isn't just like using her for content, using her name. Okay, this is like legitimate. This is, in his words, legitimate criticism.
From this. It could also come from there, and it also could come from 313. I don't know where this came from. There's no way to know. Crediting Fox.
So he's calling out. Okay, good.
Free booted.
He's calling out that she's not crediting who she's watching. Okay, I agree.
User with a
but
name
like,
change.
this defends him.
You guys want me to type out the name or link the clip for these types of credits? This is not in English. Crediting Fox.
I don't know.
As well as making fun of it, which is something everyone does all the time, every single fucking day.
Okay, but and here's my criticism once again, Penguins. There's a difference between calling out and making fun of somebody and doing near daily uploads for 2 months now. Surely you understand the difference here. Surely you understand that he saw this first video getting a shitload more views than any of his other videos, and he was like, jackpot, oh my god, only Ssniperwolf from now on. He's like a newscaster. He's like Spider-Man, Ssniperwolf, only Ssniperwolf. Get me Ssniperwolf. He's just, come on, dude. The dude is streaming an hour a day on average, okay, for 2 months on Ssniperwolf. Like, come on. How much of this is criticism and how much of this is content generation? I'm sorry, a dude with a wife, between editing videos, between streaming about her videos, he is spending 2 hours a day with Ssniperwolf, okay? I'm just saying, like, when is this criticism and when is this crossing into I'm just generating content?
And to go to this extreme where you dox.
And I do agree. Once again, I do agree. The doxing is absolutely horrible.
Insano style step. Now, Jacksfilms posting about this on Twitter obviously gained a lot of traction. This isn't exactly some kind of like...
I'm not trying to excuse her. Just be clear. I'm not trying to excuse Ssniperwolf in any way. I'm not trying to say like Ssniperwolf, oh, she did nothing wrong. Like, obviously, I think they're both terrible, is what I'm trying to say here. She obviously took it too far. She went too far with it. But just because she went far doesn't mean that suddenly now Ssniperwolf is like...
in order to hash out your internet beef unannounced.
It doesn't mean that Jacksfilms is now like...
That's
Jesus. He's not like vindicated for the fact that he has been using his vast audience to just follow her around.
Ssniperwolf herself caught onto it and deleted the post and then said this.
Okay, I actually want to talk about this too.
Doxing is defamation. I have no idea how to dox.
Okay, I don't like saying this, but unlike Penguins, I did the absolute smallest amount of research possible. I did the tiniest research into this claim possible because I thought it was so weird that Ssniperwolf said this. Okay, now I'm not going to show it, and I even feel bad saying this, but the problem is, for the sake of this argument, because here, let me show you what he has to say.
His address on Google and said, I threatened him and doxed him. Jacksfilms said, you posted a video tonight of you outside our home to your 5+ million. Why did you delete it? That's kind of a checkmate moment right there. He got her with the scholar's mate. Like, you showed up to his house unannounced in the middle of the night.
And I do agree. That's horrible. That's I've had my ex doxed my mom's house.
Is very much in line.
Like, I'm just saying, like, it's bad.
So you can recognize that it's bad.
Yes.
I don't really know how you'd Phoenix write an argument together that it's not posted his address on Google. She's talking about Google like it's the gamefaqs.com board. Like, I don't think he made a sponsored paid post with just his address as the first thing that comes up when you type in Jacksfilms. You definitely would have to go out of your way to find that information. I don't think he, like, geotagged his spot, made it like a Pokemon Go stop, and, like, really was advertising where he lives. Like, this is not common information. You went out of your way to find it and then went to his address. Like
Okay, everything he just said is wrong. Now, I don't quite understand the entire situation, but here's the problem. I did the tiniest, bare minimum amount of research possible. You do not have to go to great lengths. And I don't feel too bad talking about this because it's like kind of common information at this point, in my opinion. But if you just Google the dude, if you just Google it, his address is right there. Like, no, you don't need to go out of your way. No, you don't need to be an investigator. No, you don't need to be creepily stalking him. It's actually just right there. It's right there. Now, how did it get out there? Did he put it out there? Did someone else put it out there? It was likely someone else, obviously. But it's so obvious that it almost leads me to believe that he posted his house as a business address and then it got leaked from there. It starts to feel that that is almost what happened. At either rate, did Ssniperwolf stalk him? Did she beat the crap out of him, find his address? No, actually. Did she Google it? Probably. Why was she Googling it? That is weird. I don't think that's obviously a good, healthy mindset for somebody to be doing. I don't think that's a good thing that somebody did that, obviously. Okay, I'm not trying to excuse that behavior. I am saying that she very likely broke the law here, that he could very likely press charges on her. I am agreeing with that, okay? But what I am saying is trying to phrase her into like that she hired a private investigator, that she like stalked him, that she no, none of that, guys. I don't know how this information got out there so easily. I do not understand how it got out there, but it is, I suspect, I can't say for sure, but I suspect he screwed up somehow. And obviously she should not have used that information. Again, like, the problem is, no matter what I say, you guys will be like, how come you're taking her side? Like, just because I'm trying to be like, she's not literally Giga Hitler, you know, people will always attack me. Because, like, I'm not dogpiling in. Because I'm actually, like, analyzing the situation and being like, well, you know, so...
I just really can't think of any justification for it. I've seen a couple of people huffing massive amounts of copium, nearly toxic levels of copium, saying like, she went there to handle things like an adult, unlike Jacksfilms who just speaks behind a computer.
No, obviously.
That's just straight up delusional, if you ask me. No normal people are going to hash out their internet beef.
Don't go to somebody's house, people. Don't do that.
Unannounced, right? Like, going up to his house like she's about to, you know, sell solar panels to him or something and ambush him with this conversation about this feud they have is not normal or acceptable. It's just like a malicious, weird thing to do.
Yes.
And wow. That man, a ghost just haunted my... Would think for even just a second that she'd somehow be able to... That extends beyond just like something like this. So... I definitely probably a little concerned because...
I would be concerned too if I was him.
Saying this creep has been harassing me for months, then plays victim, saying I threatened him when I just wanted to talk to him. I have no...
Yeah, you're weird,
so
Ssniperwolf.
People have to constantly create drama to pay their bills. But this doesn't make any sense. Like, this is a crazy straw of a statement. Like, it's taken all kinds of weird twists and turns that aren't computing in my little...
Okay, I'm showing this so you guys can hear his full statement.
Why wouldn't you just reach out to him through normal channels online? I'm sure he would have responded to you instantly. He seems to respond to everyone about everything in regards to the entire React situation. So I feel like if you had reached out to him, he would have been thrilled to talk to you about it.
Yes, well, okay, here's the problem with this statement, though. I just want to analyze this for a second. Bigger YouTubers are obviously like smaller YouTubers will obviously try to talk to bigger YouTubers. Like, that's just universal, okay? Because it's good content, it's good for getting your channel out there. They obviously have a bigger reach than you, right? So like, one of the things you have to do as a bigger YouTuber is not respond to these smaller people. Now obviously she did try to respond in like, I think in like her thoughts and her own, I don't know what the frig is wrong with her, okay? But I think in like her crazy thoughts, she was trying to like talk to him, maybe to like not give him attention, but then she like gave him all this attention. So I don't really understand it, right? Like I'm not in her brain, right? But like, one of the worst things you can do as a larger YouTuber is give you don't want to give attention to these smaller YouTubers, because the problem is then you're like lighting a fire and all the smaller YouTubers are gonna be like moths. Now everyone knows that if they attack you, they can get attention from this 40 million subscriber YouTuber, right? Like, you don't want that. you don't want to do that.
But again, I'm not his fucking PR guy. I don't know. Maybe you did reach out to him and he didn't see it or he ignored it. I have no idea. But regardless, you going to his house to try to talk to him that's some psychopath shit.
Yes.
Like, that's not a normal thing that anyone should be doing. There's other channels that you could have tried beforehand. Go to one of his bingo nights on Twitch and be like, hey, listen, Buster, I'm ready to hash it out. Let's talk. And again, I'm sure
I don't really want to do that, though. And you know that, buddy.
Would be a lot less scary than having you show up in the middle of the
And yes, it's fucked up. You don't go to somebody's house at night. Isn't that just normal knowledge? Don't we all just know this? I wouldn't show him this. Like, why would you do that?
Him or put his information out there to maybe some less than savory individuals that could also scare him.
See, I hate small statements like that, though, and that's kind of why I hate this video. Small statements, I like put his information out there. His information is already online, and her drawing attention to it is obviously a bad thing, and she should not have done that. But the way they phrase it, like the way she like hired a private investigator and found his address and then gave it to all her followers, like she posted a house. Can we find that address from that video? Maybe. But reasonably, most people are going to find it because it's literally just there and anyone can go view it. And it's like official. Like, I'm not even joking, guys. It is. I hate saying it because I know people might do wrong things with it, but it is so easy to find that it's actually kind of nuts.
I don't know, but regardless, the way you handled this is atrocious.
Yes.
And dangerous. Like, downright, like.
But, and here's the thing, though, I want to go over because I actually did create a timeline to myself. Because like I wanted to keep everything in mind here. Okay. So October 36, I think I typed that, but I'll leave it in there. Okay. So October, he makes a video talking about Ssniperwolf. Okay. And let's go to his main channel. Let's find that video. Okay. So he makes a video and he kind of lampoons Ssniperwolf. Where is that? Okay. So he literally types it Ssniperwolf, and you can look at the views here, and like the views on this video just by using her name are so much bigger than every other channel. And here's the thing, screw it, I'll just use her name in my video too. Why not? Screw it. Like, let me get in on this YouTube drama baiting, right? But like, oh my god, like you can clearly see the incentive for him here. Okay, like come on.
Across an entry on Know Your Meme that read, Ssniperwolf spends millions on new mansion. For those who don't know, Ssniperwolf is a YouTuber who
blah 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 blah. Okay. Then I drew an actual timeline up here so you guys can kind of keep the idea of like how he got into this rabbit hole. But then he does a video reacting to KSI, and I showed you that video. Blah 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 blah. So he does this one, right? That is last year as well. So at this point, he's got his channel over there. Now in March 10th of this year, he posted, and this is something I think a lot of people need to understand. 7 months ago, he posted the last non-direct Ssniperwolf video. Okay, that was 7 months ago. 7 months ago. 2 months ago. So there was this 5-month gap. Okay. On June 26th. Oop. Okay, hold on here. Did I actually get that time right?
Too excited.
Oh, no, you're right. That was 20th. Okay. So here we can see, and this is exactly why you should not respond to smaller YouTubers. We're seeing it in live action right here. So, he creates this video 2 months ago. He creates this video. Let's to talk about Ssniperwolf, right? Okay, great. He does that, and then she responds to him. So then he creates a second. Oh, no, wait. No. He posted this. I forgot. No, he posted this before he ever made a video on her. Oh, my God. No, I totally forgot about this timeline. So, here we have... Oh, my God. When did I get this totally wrong here? No, okay. This is the one. Okay, no, I just have it... Yeah, okay. I got that video wrong. I'm sorry. I got my timeline. I created this in like a hurry, and I guess I got the timeline wrong here. My bad. This was July. Oh my God, I'm so stupid. Because this was June. Was that June? Okay, sorry. No, that was July. Oh my God, I'm an idiot. Okay, so this was June. No, this was July. And then this was July. Okay, sorry. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. Okay, you know what? I've totally screwed up this timeline, but we get the gist, right? June, he posts a video. Sorry, I screwed this all up. Oh my god, I'm not editing this. We're doing this live. This is how I do things. We're doing it live. Okay, so June 28th, he posts a video on Ssniperwolf, just literally watching her content while reading her tweets. That's it. That's the video. To prove that reactors are bad people, he did exactly what they did. Okay. Then he gets the idea, and then July 26th, he does the first video on his React channel where all he does is talk about Ssniperwolf. Well, we can assume here that this is the first time he does his full-length only Ssniperwolf content. He literally, guys, just to be clear, he literally did not stream or do anything. Look at this. He literally did nothing. These are his VODs. He literally did nothing at all other than talk about Ssniperwolf. Okay, I just have to say that, okay? He continues to do this. Then in August, he makes this video. Let's to talk about Ssniperwolf. Okay. Then he creates, for like the first time in a very long time, September 29th. See, this video is the only one after all this time. This 2 weeks ago is the first time he's made an actual video, in my opinion, like with like legitimate timestamps. He invited other YouTubers to talk about stuff, like, you know, all this stuff. Like, this one is a legitimate video. I actually think this is a good video. I think this is like a perfect video. If this was the only thing he did, and this was the only thing he had out there, I would like 100% like be on his side, like 100%. I'd be like, oh my god, dude, you actually made good content, you made great points, blah blah blah, right? But the problem I have, and I think the problem a lot of people have, is when they look at it and they notice this dude has been sitting here talking about Ssniperwolf for 2 hours a day for like 2.5 months at this point. It is getting absurd, right? So when people talk about this feud they've been having as if it's like a back and forth, as if they're both giving each other exactly the same attention, like, my guy, I can practically see her face on his channel more than his face. So what is my total summation of this entire video here? What am I trying to say? Okay, I'm trying to say that yes, Ssniperwolf crossed the line. Yes, she should potentially face legal repercussions for this. But at the same time, let's not pretend that Jacksfilms is some soldier on the front line, as we would call it, some martyr. He has been farming her for views. He has been farming her for content. Okay, he's been using her name in all his videos. He's been using her name in all his streams. Okay, he's been making constant videos on her, including videos that he himself would say are just stealing content. Now, is that how you do things? No, obviously not. I don't think that's how you do things. You don't beat a reaction YouTuber by just doing the same thing they're doing. But you can clearly see he is. He's doing the same thing she's doing because he realized it's making a lot of money. What did she realize? It's making a lot of money. So both of them are making as much money as they can, but one person is telling the other person, you're wrong for this. And when does it stop? I guess that's the question. Does it stop when Ssniperwolf stops? Does he stop then too? Does he try to do something else? In the back of his mind, let's be clear. In the back of his mind, he probably hopes that she never stops because this is a huge gravy train for him. Otherwise, he probably would have stopped doing this, wouldn't he? But you can see he's doing it as soon as yesterday. Okay? So that's going to be this video. That's my thoughts on this whole situation, I guess, is I guess in summation, I had not realized through like when these YouTubers are talking about this, I kind of assumed he had just made like 1 or 2 videos talking about these terrible things she was doing. Like she's stealing content. Oh, she's not crediting people, right? Like that's what I thought. But then when I saw like this, my brain was like, huh? A dude is spending 2 hours of his day every day talking about Ssniperwolf for content? Like, it goes so far beyond criticizing her. I just, my mind, I can't, dude. It's just, okay. So that's gonna be this video. If you agree with me, if you disagree with me, leave a comment down below. Thank you all for watching. I hope you all have a great rest of your day.